Sometimes it feels like our world is filled with conflict, a place of us and them where facts, emotions, and histories swirl together like a building storm, until suddenly everything hardens and crystallizes into hate, anger, violence, and the world becomes etched in black and white. I've spent a lot of my life in the wilderness exploring and photographing the untamed places of the natural world. In the winter of 2010, I decided I wanted to explore something else, the untamed nature of people. I was curious about the wilderness of the soul, but mostly I wanted to see how people survived that wilderness. So, 7 months later, I did something that scared me. I packed all my belongings into a 5x10 foot storage unit, and I set off to find places of conflict and photograph the faces of enemies. This may sound like a project about war, but it isn't. I want to understand how people pull back from these places of darkness. How, after losing everything, do people find peace and forgiveness? And could I, an outsider, bring together people from opposite sides of unbearable conflicts and ask them to stand together with each other? Last summer, after packing away my life, I traveled to the border of North and South Sudan with the U.S. Institute of Peace, and then from there to the slums of Kenya and the killing fields of Rwanda. This is just the beginning of this project. In my last big project, I exhibited photographs in the U.S. Senate building in Washington, D.C. My goal for Enemies is to exhibit the final works in the United Nations building in New York and then in capitals around the world. Throughout my travels, I'll blog and try and bring as many people along as possible. Share this with as many friends as possible, post it on Facebook, send it to relatives. Help me find the meaning of peace.